Three. Well, welcome. I have Elina Siirala with me today, and I've interviewed her before, but this time it's an even more epic album. This is incredible. Not that her other group, her solo group, isn't that epic, but this just it's one of the best albums of the year. And we're going to talk about why that is and how much time and effort these guys put into this to really make it authentic. So, welcome. Did you want to say hi?
Yeah, obviously. Hi, and thanks for having me. Nice to see you again. I'm glad you like the album.
Definitely. So, it was released on March 22nd by AFM Records. And the album, of course, is Myths of Fate. And it does present their mystical and dark side and gives you a lot of background on the culture of the past cultures of Scandinavia and how that maybe is influencing current and present. But it really looks back at that glorious past, and they really make it authentic. And we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But I have to ask this question. I don't know if you've ever been asked this. Where did the name Leaves Eyes originate? What does it mean?
Well, I mean, this is probably something would be best to ask Alex and the guys who formed the band back in, yeah, 20 years ago. But I know that it's obviously the band is circulating around these myths and mystical sides of sagas of, and a big part of it is nature. And they wanted to bring the idea of leaves eyes in the name of the band, and they didn't want it to be a solo project for anyone for Liv back at that time. So they wanted to somehow make it as a band and combining everything together. So yeah, it's an interesting band name. I'm sure a lot of people wondering what it means.
Well, yeah, because it could, with all the, never mind. I was going to go in depth on it, but let's stay off of that because yeah, he probably should answer that question. All right. Well, you've just finished some touring, and tell us how has the album been received, and how much fun is it to be back on the road touring again?
It was really nice. Obviously, huge amount of work went into making this album, and we took our time with it, and it was so exciting with everything that went around it, also with the videos, and then finally being on tour, seeing people's reactions to the album, and of course the songs played live, and it was just, yeah, everything I would have hoped for, to be honest. Really nice, and the atmosphere of the live concerts is just something you can't really compare to anything else. So it was fantastic.
Will there be more touring this year, or
I hope so. At the moment, there's a little of a summer is always a little bit different kind of phase, and there's some plans for the later of the year. So I hope so. Would be nice to, of course, play a little bit more now that we have the new album out.
and of course we'd love to have you over here in the US. I know you guys would be well received, especially up here in the Northwest where I live, where there is a heavy Scandinavian culture and heritage up here. So absolutely, yeah. Please, if you have any influence, make sure you mention, the Seattle Northwest area. You'll find a lot of Vikings at that show, for sure.
Yes, for
Um,
sure.
so yeah, you really, the band really dove in on the Viking and Scandinavian heritage, the concepts, designs, music. And we're going to talk a lot about the videos today because the videos include the music as well. But some of these videos are just unmistakable, unbelievable. Um, The other thing is, I just wanted to mention, if people didn't know this, but back at the Wacken Festival in 23, they actually had sword fights and battles, and you were there, right? What was that like? Where they enacted a lot of these, you know, uh,
Where, sorry, which festival are you talking about now?
Wacken or Waken,
Ah, Backhand. Yeah, yeah, sorry.
Wacken. That's right.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I'm
yeah.
German. I'm
Of
half
course,
German. I
sorry.
should know
Yeah,
the
no problem, no problem.
W's and
Yeah,
V's.
we had a really fantastic show. It was a big production, so it's so nice to be able to do these big shows sometimes, and you have a big stage. We had pyros and everything, and a lot of Vikings. Also, as you said, some Viking battles, and Alex was also fighting with his flaming sword and almost burned his hair again. So
Oh no.
was yeah, but it was really really great, and so many people and fantastic weather and everything was just we were really lucky. Yeah.
All right. Um, how was it? And just talk a little bit about the planning and everything. You probably didn't go in depth on some of the planning for the album, but were you involved with some of that, the concept, the um, or not?
Yeah, I mean, I was much more involved, I would say, in general this time, because obviously Tosa was not in the band this time. He was not involved in this album, so the whole dynamic of the band naturally changed a little bit, and we had to find a little bit different ways of for the writing process and everything. So yeah, I was there much more. Also during all the guitar, drum, everything, like for the whole pre-production process. Obviously for the vocals as well, and we got fantastic orchestrations from Jonah Weingarten, and that was one of the biggest, of course, focal point when we wanted to also give space for those orchestrations. They sound really, really great. And yeah, it was a really, I would say, a big cooperation. I always say the same thing, but it really felt like that we were really working together. And yeah, I think the result is a little bit different. Sounds maybe a little bit different, but that's also a nice involvement. And the whole concept that came already before. Alex said that he would like to take the direction a little bit more into this magical, mystical side of the sagas, and not so much of historical and battles, let's say. So this album was a clear decision, and also yeah, that's a big part of the everything of the songs, the sound, and everything as well.
All right. So you did do some of the write some of the lyrics.
I wrote the song in Eternity, so I wrote the lyrics for that as well. But then, other than that, Alex is usually responsible for the concepts and lyrics, and then we, of course, talk about the topics, and because I need to know what I'm singing about, and it's always interesting to learn so many new things, and it's fascinating.
And by the way, let me make sure you're able to see this, but the I got the digipack, and it is absolutely fantastic. We're gonna talk about they really did a heck of a job on the artwork, and everything they put into this thing is just from beginning to end. They really put some time and effort into this, and that's why I really hope that fans and people that are new to the band will definitely come out not only and support you, but appreciate all the effort and work that you put into this thing. And like you said, Alex tried to make this as real as possible and really get into that mystic side. Let's talk about some of the songs on the album, and when we do that, again, the videos are absolutely epic. What was it like filming in Iceland? I know you're from Finland, so you're used to the cold, but it looked pretty darn cold. When did you go?
Yeah, it was back in November last year. So, but to be honest, it wasn't really that cold. In a way, we were very lucky with the weather. It wasn't raining. It could have been, anything at that time of the year. So again, we were super lucky, even though there was the danger of the volcano eruption. So it was everything very stressful. We weren't sure if we could actually go. So yeah, it was another kind of could have been a disaster, but it was really good. And even when you have let's say +2 or 0 and you have wind and stuff, that it gets pretty cold, I have to say, when you have to be in the performance clothes. But yeah, that's a minor thing. It's something you do for the videos and for the sake of it. It was really amazing trip, I have to say. One of the highlights of last year, absolutely.
How does he pick the locations? Because I noticed some of it was Germany, some of it was Iceland, and there may have been other locations as well. But does it go with like someone that does these videos on a regular basis and knows these different areas, or did he go and actually pick? Yeah, I want this one here. I want that one there.
Well, I mean, we have help from great people in Iceland. We had two excellent guys, friends of Alex from the Viking scene, and they were basically sending us already loads of pictures beforehand, so we could see a little bit. And they showed us, yeah, many different locations. It was a lot of planning, of course, so to have the
Yeah.
schedule of filming really the whole day, because then it gets dark already around 4, so you don't have so much
Oh
time.
yeah.
And you go tuck 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 tuck, and we drove through all the kind of south coast, I would say. And yeah, just filmed and filmed and filmed. And yeah, and then in Germany also, a lot of friends also helping. Also in Poland we filmed as well, which was, yeah, again, a great experience. So yeah, you need the help of people, and then you also have to be very sourceful yourself, so you can find solutions and ways when also something doesn't always work out the way you plan. So then you have to really be quick to think, okay, how can we do this now? But
Well,
that's video shootings.
just the logistics itself of getting all the costumes, getting all the people, because people get, have vacations, get sick, they're working full time, doing other things, but pulling all of that together is a work of art in itself. And like you say, a lot of fans don't even think about those things. It's just give me the video or get over here and play a concert. Well, there's a lot that goes into it. Talk a little bit about, for instance, Forged by Fire. Let's use a regular video. That way you can kind of talk about that. That castle at the opening, is that Germany or
Yeah.
okay? Go ahead and you talk about how, let's say, the planning for that video, what all goes into it. Because no, people need to know this because you really did put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I probably want to forget about it now, because it was like such a stress for us. We had everything planned. Of course, you have to plan. You have all the pyro. You have a guy with the pyros and
Yeah,
like you
pyro
said,
is
you have
incredible.
people coming. And at the last minute, the location fell out, so we couldn't film
Oh,
there. And Alex was calling and calling and trying to find. And at the end, I can't even remember exactly how it went, but then he found this castle. I believe he also knows someone there. It's quite local from where he lives. And yeah, luckily we were able to film there, because it was a night filming as well. So, you have to take in consideration the sound in the middle of the night. It's loud. So, you don't want to be filming next to people who live somewhere. So yeah, it was a big effort, but at the end, everything worked out. We even had a problem with the pyros. They kind of stopped working in the middle, so we have to go back and
yeah.
bring something else. And it was crazy, but yeah, we made it, and the result is great.
Yeah, that bridge that you walk across is incredible. And some of the actors or people that were in The one guy looked almost exactly like Gandalf from the Lord of the Rings. And where does he find all those people and, getting them to be there at the right time, along with you guys, the
Yeah,
artists?
this was also filmed in a different places. So the scenes with the forging of the sword and
Or
stuff. That's I wasn't actually there at that time. So he filmed. He has a lot of friends, of course, in this Viking scene. So he asked if we could film there or here or there. I believe it was a Viking event he was filming in, and the battle between the brothers we also filmed in another, or maybe it was the same hick that we filmed that one. So I was there with him and with the burning sword at the end. So it was multiple different locations and days as well. So yeah, a lot of effort and work.
a lot of effort, a lot of coordination, and yeah, a lot of time. But thank you for doing it because it really came out well. Let's talk about another one. That arch that you're standing on at the Realm of Dark Waters, it looked awfully perilous. Sometimes it looks like you're looking back, like, oh my God, I don't want to, while I'm singing, walk right off the back of this thing. Did it feel precarious standing on that stone archway above the sea?
A little bit, yeah. It was not very wide, so maybe 2 meters or a little bit more. And then, yeah, when you're moving and stuff, so it was not the greatest feeling when you have a bit of a fear of heights. But yeah, I managed it and didn't fall. So
No, no, but yeah, I mean, you must have been a little nervous, but the song is excellent, and all who was uh the lady, the what do they call, siren, that
yeah, the mermaid. Yeah,
mermaid, right?
she's also a friend of Alex's, and she appeared in some other videos in the past, and she's a like she knows how to do this mermaid swimming, so she does that as a, I think, as another profession or something. And yeah, fitted really well in our concept of this video, and it was also amazing to have those underwater shots of her. It looks really great. Yeah.
But she didn't go in that water, probably. And was that ice?
No, that was not, that
Yeah,
was not it. No.
that looked pretty. That was Iceland or
No, that was filmed in Germany as
in
well.
Germany? Okay,
Yeah.
but still, that water would be cold. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
all right. In Eternity is a wonderful video and song. And again, that authenticity is there. That Black Mountain that they chose at the beginning is just fantastic. You couldn't open it any better. Um, that's obviously a volcano, but what was it like standing in front of that and singing? Had to make you feel like you're doing something epic.
Yeah, it was really great because in Iceland you can basically look in one direction, it looks certain way, and then you look to another and it's completely different. So you can have like pick of locations, and of course we wanted to have different, I mean the videos and songs are completely different concepts. So we needed different look for this video. And yeah, it worked really well. We had the black volcano sand, kind of where I was walking
Yeah,
first, and then at the end we really had to rush to get to the steam. How do you call them? The steam comes from the ground,
Vince.
so it's
Yeah,
really hot. Yeah, and but we made it also, and it was, yeah, it felt epic. I mean, the song is very personal. It's written for Alex's mom. She sadly passed away 2 years ago,
sorry.
and I wrote the song after that, and it was just perfect. Like the feeling to also perform for this video, it just felt really right. And we wanted to combine it with this kind of pagan ritual dance thing, and that we filmed then in Poland later on with also good friends of ours, and it was all just really, really great. It felt like it was meant for this song.
Definitely. And again, those costumes, those outfits, they have to be made. That takes time, and the makeup and all the other things that you did to put all that together and have it at the right place at the right time. There's a lot of effort that goes into that, and thank you for that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but I also have to really thank our friends as well, because I also borrowed some clothes from friends and made some myself, and yeah, so
oh,
it's all comes together, and yeah, but it's nice to be people appreciate it and see it.
Who Wants to Live Forever? One of the best songs and definitely one of the best videos. That barren Icelandic beach was perfect. And again, the effort, the artifacts and the things that go into it. I think you had two apples, metal or gold. I don't know. What were they made of?
Yeah, they're supposed to be golden apples. It's the goddess Idun who has the golden apples, so yeah, supposed to be gold.
All
Yeah.
right. But see, somebody had to make those artifacts, right? You didn't, or did you
Well,
find them somewhere?
yeah, you can buy things
Okay.
online as well. That we research things that would look good, of
Right.
course, and work for the video. So yeah, it's all these little things that then rise up to a mountain, and yeah, you think it's only little things, but then you have a lot of them. But yeah, it worked out really well as well.
All right. And Hammer of the Gods, as far as I know, is the last one, unless, that's my next question is, will there be more? But Hammer of the Gods, Alex must have been dying to make that one. It's a lot of those Viking battles. And he did it like right there. Well, that glacier that opens it up is incredible. And then they battle right on the ice of the glacier. Just
Yeah.
you want to talk a little bit about that? Were you there for the filming of that?
Yeah, that was in Iceland as well, and it was one of the days that yeah, things happened, and then like the breaking of the sword was not planned, so
That
it happened during the filming, and then we had to really improvise, and but it all turned out really good as again. But you sometimes really have to think fast because the light is going, and we have to rush, and everyone's of course cold. But yeah, it was really great. All the drone shots as well, they turned out absolutely amazing. It's just the scenery there is so breathtaking. It looks really incredible.
all right. And how long did you stay there? It had to be a week, maybe 2 weeks to get it all.
Yeah, I think it was 5 or 6 days. Yeah.
That's it? Wow.
Yep.
You did all
It was
that.
a lot of filming.
You're busy, yeah. And you said that the time the darkness came at 4 o'clock, or so you
Around that time.
really either have to get up early or pack it in quickly to be able to
Yeah, the
get
thing is
everything
that
done.
also when the sunset is, so you can't start too early because then it's again too dark. So you have that like kind of, yeah, maybe 8, 7 hours a day that you can kind of film, and then have to
Yeah.
pack up.
And I'm sure all that's planned out as well. I want to thank you and Alex and the whole band for the instrumental soundtrack. Now, I do miss your voice on that, but it's a wonderful feature just to put in the car and listen to that and enjoy the that sort of Viking fighting spirit to it. Do you think you'll do that on every album? Or I know that came with a digipack and costs a little bit more, but it was well worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been done with all the albums in the past as well. It's just a really nice way of of hearing all the little details that are actually going on that you can't necessarily hear so well when the vocals are on there. And now we have even instrumentals and also orchestrals, so even orchestral versions without the band. So there's even 3 versions. So yeah, it was just we really wanted to highlight Jonah's work as well because he was really doing an incredible job with the orchestra. And yeah, it's also if people want to sing some karaoke, then yeah, it's good for that.
What's your favorite track on the album or song on the album?
Oh, that's really difficult because I actually also really like all of the songs. I have to say, like they are very different. I like that it's varied. The album it has variety. It's not too similar. Um, so yeah, I also like the ballad a lot, Goddess of the Night. And then you have Forged by Fire, which is like a punch in the face, and then of course in Eternity, that's like a little bit more personal for me. And I love playing live all of the songs. We did all the video songs except in Eternity, but we played yeah a lot of them live, and they all felt really good. So yeah,
Did
Realm of
you,
Darkness also great song.
on any of the tour stops, did you do the whole album from beginning to end?
We haven't played it live. No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, not all of the songs, but yeah, still quite a lot. So when you have so many songs on an album and you do almost half of them, it's already quite a lot. So it was a nice mix of older songs and newer songs.
All right. Will there be any more videos for this album? I mean, you've done more than enough, but
Yeah, I think 5 is definitely enough. No more videos for this album, no. But there will be probably some live stuff coming, so there will be nice things coming up soon.
do you think there'll be a live album or from this and maybe the last couple albums put together, or
That
you're
would be great. That would be a great idea if we could have an excellent location to do that. Then yeah, it would be a good idea. But there's no plans for that right now. But we've talked about it before, so I'm sure someday, if it's possible, we will do it.
one other thing, suggest to him if he's interested, but maybe put these videos together on a DVD or Blu-ray. I know I'd buy them, but I think other people might as well. Just so you have them. I know you can get them on YouTube whenever you want, but
Mm.
it'd be nice to have them all together in one, you know.
Okay, yeah, sure. That's also a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would sell well, and I hope people would be interested in it, especially like I say, I know it costs more to even do that, but he put so much work and effort into it. You know, you want something like that that's saved. That last song, "Sail with the Dead." Talk a little bit about that. I kind of thought you'd come out with one last video for that one because that is a um, very conceptual song.
Yeah, it's an interesting, I think it's a perfect ending for the album. It has this interesting rhythm also. It's a little bit unusual. And yeah, the topic is also great. It's about the ship that's made of the nails of the
That's
dead.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and the this ship is basically owned by this giant, and he's following the trail of this serpent, which is going through the world. So
yeah.
it's one of these sagas as
Huge.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Excellent. Well, now, I doubt, but I'll ask anyway. He's not working on a new album, right? He's taking some time off.
Well, I mean that's up to us all. We are definitely keeping the something yeah wheels hot. So
Sure.
yeah, I mean I'm all the time writing things and I'm putting ideas down when I have them. So yeah, for sure, we are already thinking ahead, and yeah, there will be works starting with that as well. Absolutely.
Do you think that, while you're doing that, you're also going to be working on Angel Nation? And are you putting together an album for maybe next year or even the end of this year?
Well, I mean, as you know, we did the crowdfunding for our last album and it was incredible. We were like so grateful for people, and we were able to make this album, even two videos. And it was very difficult because of the pandemic and also because of Brexit to tour and
Yes.
organize any shows, and it's just really difficult at the moment. I mean, this last year went completely focusing for me to live size. And like I said, I'm always writing things. I'm not sure still what it is for exactly, and we'll see what the future brings. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just like extremely difficult at the moment.
No, yeah, you need a
For
break.
any band.
You guys need some rest for sure. But well, great. Well, um, is there anything that I didn't talk about that you'd like to? Any other tracks on the album? I try to give you guys a chance to tell us what you like too, because it's
Yeah, I
important.
mean, I think we went through, yeah, quite a few of them, obviously. And like I said, it's a varied album. So all the songs, even though they do tie together in a nice way, but there's also a lot of variety. And I was personally the most happy with my vocals on this album, how I was able to record the tracks I wouldn't have been able to do in the past, and I feel much better with my voice now. So that was
Good.
also a pleasure for me to really push myself, and felt like I can do what I want to do. And then we were really trying out a lot of things. So yeah, it was the whole combination I think works really well.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think I'm just really hope we get to come back to the US as well. It's been too long, so a lot of people are asking, and
Maybe,
fingers crossed it will happen soon.
maybe come together with another band. It seems that works a lot better when, like Visions of Atlantis and Xandria and a couple bands get together. It seems
Yeah, sure.
that you
Yeah.
share expenses and um, what I talked with them, Vision of Atlantis, about sharing, buses and things like that. What's that like when you all get together and go on tour? Um, do you do you work well together, or no, better question, do you live well together? Now, you obviously work well. How do you live during those times together?
Yeah, I mean we as a band we are pretty relaxed. We are fine. It's more about the whole circumstances that you have to endure. For me personally, not the dream situation to be on a bus and not being able to sleep really. And yeah, it's an extreme situation in a way, but you also kind of get used to it then after a while. And it's also, of course, the upside having getting to play, and it's great. But it's yeah, it is pretty extreme, and it can be when you're like you can't have your own space, and it's everything is all the time kind of buzzing. Then yeah, you kind of have to find ways to de-stress yourself, especially as a vocalist also when you have to take care of your voice.
Yeah, you really need some time off, instead of, bang bang. 1 minute you're in Poland, 1 minute you're in Germany, 1 minute you're in Italy, and it might be the next night, and you've had to travel, and yeah, um, there's a lot to consider, but you're enjoying it, and wouldn't change anything. You continue to do what you're doing, right? You love it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. When especially now when you have such a great record out, and you know, big motivation and everything feels great. So of course you want to play. And and you get the energy back from the people. So I'm very grateful for being able to do it. Yeah.
One last thing, other than the US, what where else would you like to play? Or first of all, in the US, what is one of the places you'd like to play the most? And then is there another place you'd like to play around the world?
I think we had really, really good experiences all the time in US. It's been a while now, so to be honest, it's also a huge country, so it's difficult to remember exactly which gig was where. We had a great gig in New York with Sabaton, for example. Then I remember all the way to Texas. That was like from winter from Canada to all the way to the summer, and Anaheim also I remember, and then going to Disney. Something was there. It's just so different experiences. I love it. Really, it's great. And would be I've never been to Latin America, so that's
Oh,
one place I would of course like to play. And for example, Australia, I also never been to Australia. So those are the two places that would be great to still experience.
all right. Well, Elena, thank you very much for spending time and thank you for all that you put into this and everything you do. And you have a wonderful rest of the day. And we look forward to both the next Leaves Eyes and Angel Nation once you're ready for that. You're doing a great job. Keep doing it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, hold on. I'll turn this off and